Hey, Blake Williams with Battle Tested here, and this is Story Time 51. The best teacher. In every event I do a challenge called the Caterpillar Race. And I do it because it's fun. It's probably the most fun thing that the students enjoy. We laugh a lot, but it's also a great teacher, and that's why I do it, because there's so many good things we can take away from it. And at the end of the challenge, I stop and I ask the student athletes, like, hey, what can you take away from that? What can you learn from it? I often ask them the question, what helps you be successful? And when I ask that question, I hear things like, oh, teamwork, right? I hear trust. I hear communication, encouragement. I hear different things. But I heard this past week when I was working with a girls cross country team, I heard an answer I had not heard before in the hundreds of times I've done that challenge. A young lady said, when I asked, what did it take for your team to be successful? She said, failure. Failure. And I asked her to elaborate. And she said, well, when we first started, we had some failures. We had some people that collapsed. We weren't successful. We weren't great at doing it. But because we failed a few times, we learned how to improve so that going forward, we could get better. We could get faster in the challenge, which is the point about speed. And she's absolutely right. I love the answer. And I got to make sure in the future events that I do that if no one comes up with that answer, I got to tell them, hey, wasn't failure part of it? Wasn't that part of what made you successful? When I think back on life, though, some of the best times I learned, even though I had great teachers in high school or growing up in grade school, I had great teachers. But perhaps the best teacher I've ever had is failure. Because when I make mistakes, when I fail, when I don't win the game, when I don't secure the business, whatever type of thing that I'm trying to do, if I'm not successful at it, if I fail, so to speak, I have the opportunity to learn from it. And those are some of the best learning experiences that we have, because we learn next time, if given the same opportunity, the same situation, I'm going to approach that differently. Such a great teacher, failure. So I want to give a shout out today to the greatest teacher out there, and that is failure. Hope you have a great week.